What going through? There's no
I'm
justification to insult an orphan girl, man.
I'm sure he made her happy later.
Oh yeah, very happy. Because he then gave her away so that Muslim men can then deflower her. Yeah, that made her very happy. All right.
Astaghfirullah.
No, well, hold on. What do you mean, astaghfirullah? In Islam, you're telling me that young girls are not given to grown men to marry and deflower? Chapter 65, verse 4 of your Quran?
What does it say?
Do you want me to read it? Can you read your Quran or no?
I can read it. I'm proud
You
to
have it
read
with you? Okay, let me read it for you. I'll read it for you. Okay, are you ready? And those of your women as have passed the age of monthly courses, from them the idda. You know what the idda is, right?
I don't know.
Idda means when a divorced woman waits to get remarried. The idda.
Okay.
So if you're married and you had sex with her and you divorce her, she has to wait 3 periods. 3 monthly cycles. So here the question they're asking your Prophet, if those women have passed the age of monthly courses, for them the idda, if you have doubts, is 3 months. For those who have no courses, who haven't had periods, because they are immature, young, they haven't even had their periods, their idda is 3 months. Likewise, in the case of death. And for those who are pregnant, whether they are divorced or their husbands are dead, their idda is until they deliver their birth. So let me ask you a question. The Quran says, if you have girls who haven't had periods, who've been divorced, they have to wait 3 months before they can remarry again if someone wants to marry them. So here it's saying, girls who haven't had periods, they haven't had their menstrual cycle yet because they're young, they're premature. In Islam, you can marry a young girl who hasn't had her period, have sex with her, and divorce her if you want. You okay with that? Are you okay with that?
I mean, if that's what Allah says, I can't say anything about it.
That's your answer? You actually think the true God, who's a God of love and compassion, would actually reveal something like this, knowing that young girls that age, who are too young for physical penetration and psychologically they are not mature enough to handle it, and He knows that, but He allows them to get married anyway and have grown men, deflower them and damage them physically and psychologically? And you think the true God, who's a God of mercy, would reveal that?
Look, on that topic, I don't know. You can ask any knowledgeable Muslim.
I have. I'm quoting the knowledgeable Muslims. It's Ibn Kathir, Al-Qurtubi, the Jalalain, Al-Tabari. They all say this ayah allows grown men, like your Prophet was 54 years old, to marry a young minor, a very young premature child who hasn't had her periods, like Aisha was 9 when 54-year-old Muhammad married her and had sex with her. She was playing with her dolls. And Allah says this is okay. Now, I want you to put yourself in my shoes. Do you see why a non-Muslim, forget you're Muslim now, think you're a Christian or a Jew, and you read this, why we are disgusted and we have no respect for your Prophet? At least can you see why?
Look, that's why I'm not coming here being disrespectful.
I know, that's why I like you. That's why I'm sticking around. I'm talking to you with respect because I see you respectful.
That's why I understand when you guys say anything. I understand how you guys must feel.
Thank you.
But
do you know why? Now, let me cut you off real quickly. Let me tell you why it hurts me more. Right now, my youngest daughter is 9. She's 9. She's a baby. My oldest daughter is 11. To tell me, if I'm living in a Muslim country, and then a man comes and tells me, I want to marry your 9-year-old, that man either is going to have to kill me, or I'm going to bury him. But to think that a religion that claims to be from the God of Abraham has now made it part of the law that grown men in Muslim countries can do that to young girls, it devastates me because I thank God, number one, I'm not Muslim, and I thank God, number two, I'm not in a Muslim country, because that means my poor 9-year-old and 11-year-old could be married off to men who are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. If you had a 9-year-old daughter, if you have a 9-year-old sister, you're okay with a man at 54 having sex with her?
I mean, I'm not okay.
Good. You're better than Allah and His Messenger. So why are you a Muslim?
No.
Wait, you said you're not okay with it, but that means you're not okay with what Allah has revealed.
I am not okay, but when my Prophet married Aisha, that's different.
It's not only Aisha. It's 65 verse 4. It's for all Muslims at all times. I just gave it to you, man. What are you talking about?
Because, okay, you are talking about other people too, but...
No, I'm talking about Quran, 65 verse 4. That ayah of the Quran is part of your Quran till this day. It's part of Sharia. Grown men in Muslim countries can marry young, premature girls.
Okay, I understand that.
Are you okay with that?
I have to do some research about that, and I have to see why Allah allowed that,
There is no good reason, because if Allah is truly God, then He knows the body of a young girl better than anyone, right? Who has perfect knowledge of the body of His creation except God? Only God knows. And God knows a young girl who hasn't had her periods, an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, physically her body hasn't matured to handle penetration, and psychologically, mentally, emotionally, she's not ready for it. If anyone knows that, God knows that, because that's a medical fact. Even doctors and psychologists know that. How much more God? There's no way God would have revealed that and allowed that if Allah was God.